Hey, awesome people. Welcome back. Mr. C here with you for another fractions video. Make sure if you learn anything new at all, click that like and subscribe button. Join us as we continue making math understandable and challenging. This is going to be our practice problems video for subtracting mixed numbers with like denominators when we have to regroup. And we are using models in this video. Again, this is our practice problems video. In the description below, you will find the teaching video for this skill. Make sure you check it out if you haven't already. You'll also find in the description below all of our 4th grade fractions and mixed numbers, 3rd grade fractions, and 2nd grade fractions videos. Those playlists are in the description. Check those out. This video, again, we are going to be subtracting mixed numbers with like denominators when we have to regroup using models, practice problems. Got a couple of them here for us. Let's get started. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, make sure you have a growth mindset. All right, remember, growth mindset means that we use our mistakes to help us get better. We look for challenges, and we know that we may not be able to do something yet. And yet is that key word. The more we practice, the more we stick with it, the more mistakes that we make, the more our brain is going to grow and the better we are going to get. So stick with it here. So here we go. This is the practice problems video. If you missed the teaching video, check that out. We're just going to jump straight into this one. So we've got 1 1/5, and we are going to subtract or take away 4/5. All right. So to do this, let's draw a model. So let's get a model for 1 whole. Shade that in for our 1 whole. Here we go. All right, here is 1 whole. And then we need our fraction 1/5. So we'll put this right underneath here. Our fraction is 1/5, so we're going to need 5 equal size sections. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It ain't perfect, but it's pretty good. There we go. And that is our 1/5. All right. Now we are going to subtract. We are going to take away 4/5. Okay, so there is no whole number. I'm not sure if you noticed that. There is no whole number here, but there is a fraction, and we still need to subtract this, so let's do it. Let's subtract 4/5. All right, there is 1/5. All right, hold on now. Look, here's our 1 whole. What do you think we're going to have to do? We're going to have to partition or regroup this 1 whole into what? We're going to have to regroup this 1 whole into 5/5. Where did Mr. C get 5/5? Well, we're talking about 1/5. We're talking about 4/5. Both of them have denominators of 5. So our model also needs to have 5 equal size pieces. Notice for 1 whole, all 5 pieces were colored in. 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, 5/5. All right, let's continue subtracting. We subtracted 1/5. Here's 2/5. Here's 3/5. Here is 4/5. Take a look and see what we just did. We had 1 1/5 in this bluish color. We subtracted 4/5. 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5. Now how much do we have left shaded in? 1/5, 2/5. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is your answer. 1 1/5 minus 4/5 equals 2/5. Teachers and parents, make sure that your students can see what we're doing here. Again, we don't really care about them, how quickly they can solve this. All right, what we care about is that they can see the work that they are doing. What does it look like to have 1 1/5? What does it look like to subtract 4/5 from that? What does it look like to regroup? Okay, this drawing of models is super beneficial. It helps them see it. That's our goal here at Math with Mr. C, is that we can see the math that we're doing, to have that number sense. All right, students, make sure you are understanding. How did we show 1/5? How did we show 1 whole? Where did this 5/5 come from? Okay, rewatch this problem we just did. Ask yourself those questions. See where you made mistakes. Once you've done that, follow us to this next one. All right, let's try another one. Next problem here, we've got 3 3/6 minus 1 5/6. First thing I'm noticing is that both numbers this time have whole numbers. Both of them have fractions. So let's set this up and let's get to subtracting. We need to draw the models for 3 3/6. Let's do that. Here is 1 whole. Here is 2 wholes. Here is 3 wholes. Let's shade those in because, again, we've got 3 whole numbers, or excuse me, our whole number is 3, so we need 3 whole models. Drew these kind of big this time. Mr. C doesn't normally draw them that big, so give me a second as I color them in. Sorry about that. So there's 2 of them. Here is 3 of them. I'll label them off to the side like we always do. Each of these represent 1 whole. And let me draw our fraction. Our fraction is 3/6, so we're going to need to divide this into 6 equal size sections. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not perfect by any means, but again, we can see what it looks like. We can figure it out from there. Some of you are probably drawing this extremely well, and that's what I love to hear. I love seeing the comments and the emails and stuff and people showing me their work. Thanks for reaching out. I always like to see the work that people are doing. All right, so I need to shade in 3 out of the 6 here. So here's 1/6, 2/6, and 3/6. All right, so 3 3/6 represented here. Take a look and see if you've got the same thing. Now, let's subtract 1 5/6. And again, we're going to subtract the fraction first because, remember, whenever we would solve it using kind of the standard way of subtracting, we would subtract the fractions first. Remember, if we were solving it this way, we would subtract the fractions first. That's what we need to do. So we're going to do the same thing here in our model. Let's subtract the fractions first. So we're taking away 5/6. Okay, we're taking away 5/6. So let's do that. Here's 1/6, 2/6, 3/6. Now hold on. That's 3/6. Do you see another 6? We need 2 more 6. Do you see that anywhere? No, I do not see it. So what we need to do is we need to regroup one of these whole fractions, one of these whole numbers, this 1 whole. We need to partition it. We need to regroup it into a fraction. And to do that, we're going to take 1 whole and we're going to partition that or regroup it into 6/6. Okay, so let's make this 6 equal size sections. Double check me here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember, 1 whole is equal to 6/6. Where did I get 6/6 from? Well, both denominators for both fractions are 6. When we were drawing this, we were drawing 3 3/6. So these models, these whole numbers, these whole models can be broken into 6. Okay, and that's what we did. So we have subtracted 3/6 so far. We need to subtract another 2/6. So there's 4/6, and there is 5/6. Okay, 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, and 5/6. Now we can subtract the whole number. So let's do that. Let's subtract the whole number 1. I'm going to mark out and subtract this model, this whole number. So let's double check. We subtracted 5/6, 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6. We subtracted the whole number, and now let's see how much we have left. What is our difference? We've got one whole fraction, or excuse me, one whole model left, and then we've got 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6. Our answer, 3 and 3/6 minus 1 and 5/6 equals 1 and 4/6. All right. Parents, teachers, again, highlight the importance of drawing these whole numbers as models and then breaking those up, partitioning it, regrouping one whole into a fraction. And that's what we're doing here. Okay, it's a really, really important thing to have students understand. Students, again, when we are taking these mixed numbers, draw the picture, see what it looks like. Ask yourself the questions I'm asking here. How many whole numbers do I have? How much am I subtracting? Do I need to regroup? Ask yourself those types of questions, all right? Take a look and see, where did you make a mistake? Where are you confused? Where are you lost? What doesn't make sense? Slow down, rewatch it, and then I've got one last one here for us. Last one on the screen, we've got 5 and 2/4 minus 2 and 3/4. So here we go. Let's draw these models, and this time I am going to get a little crazy and I am going to use circles. All right, and y'all already know that Mr. C doesn't normally use circles, but I said, you know what? Some of my people watching these videos like to use circles, and so I'm going to show them how I do it with circles. Okay, so here we go. I have drawn 5 whole circles. I'm going to shade them in for my 5 whole. It's going to take me a second to shade this in, so y'all going to have to be patient with me here. Some of y'all keep getting on to me because I haven't been using circles and stuff. So now y'all going to have to be patient as I shade them all in here. So here is 2 holes. Three holes. This is always, doing circles always makes my brain kind of think a little extra here. All right. So bear with me, double check my work, make sure I'm not making any mistakes, because I also make mistakes too. That's why I'm always thinking through it and asking myself questions. All right, here we go. We've got one bunch of whole numbers here. Okay. So we've got all of these whole fractions, or excuse me, these whole models for our 5 whole. Now we need one for 2/4. So let me get one more model. Break this up into 4 equal size sections. That was a bad line. Give me another chance. There we go. Need to color in 2 out of the 4. So here is 1. And here is 2. There we go. All right, so we've got 2/4 represented right here. Now let's subtract 2 and 3/4. Again, we're going to subtract the fractions first, just like we would if we were using our other strategy. Let's subtract 3/4. Here's 1/4. Here's 2/4. Okay, I don't see another 4th on the screen. Okay, I don't see another 4th that's shaded in orange. So what does that mean? Well, that means that we're going to need to take one of these whole models And we're going to need to partition it. We're going to need to regroup it to make it what? To make it 4/4. So I'm going to take this model here and break it up into 4 equal size sections because 4/4 is the same thing as 1 whole. Notice we partitioned it into 4 equal size sections. We regrouped 1 whole as 4/4. Okay, so let's keep subtracting. We subtracted 2/4. We need another 4th. So let me mark off a 3rd 4th. So there's 1/4, 2/4, and 3/4. Now we need to subtract 2 whole. Doesn't matter what 2 whole you do. There's 1 whole. There's 2 wholes. All right, what's going to be our final answer? Let's see. We've got 1 whole, 2 wholes. So there's a whole number of 2. And for our fraction, we've got 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. Our answer, 5 2/4 minus 2 3/4 equals 2 3/4. All right, so parents, teachers, again, I cannot highlight the importance of drawing pictures and making sure students can see the work they're doing. Our goal is not for them to be these calculators that just punch out numbers. We give them a problem, they spit out a number. Our goal is that they develop a number sense. They develop the ability to see the math they are solving. All right, highlight the importance of drawing it and taking their time. Okay, students, draw the pictures. Sometimes, I'm talking to some of y'all. Sometimes we get lazy and we just want to get the answer really quickly. Make sure you can see the math you are solving. All right, being able to see it is so important. Slow yourself down, draw the models, check that out. All right. If you didn't have a chance and you're still a little bit confused, check out the teaching video. It is in the description below. That'll give you a lot of good information. All right. Also, you'll find in the description below a link to IXL. IXL is a program that I used in my classroom. A huge fan of it. What it allows you, parents, teachers, what it allows you to do is to give students more practice on individual skills, help them to master those skills. It also allows students to track their learning, which is such an important part of student learning. All right. If you click that link in the description below, it'll give you a free 7-day trial. Check that out. I highly recommend IXL to all parents and teachers. All right, ladies and gentlemen, make sure if you learned anything new at all, click that like and subscribe button. Join us as we continue making math understandable and challenging. That's all I have for you today. Mr. C, out.